The boat was unsanitary, management was unprofessional, and there was no COVID restrictions. There was no 6 feet restrictions. I bought 3 tickets, 2 people per ticket. Um, were allowed to go on the Saturday. I think it was called like Booze Night Cruise, and everything was great. We got to the place. It was very crowded when we got to the pier. So I was just like, okay, they don't have nothing organized. Everyone was all over the place. We didn't know which boat was ours. There was nobody in the front to tell us, like, this is where you're going to be at. This is what's going to happen. We let that go. When we got on the boat, it smelled like pure vomit. It was disgusting. Disgusting. We were just like, okay, this is not going to work. We cannot sit down here. So we went upstairs. And no, before we went upstairs, there was someone who came up to us. I think she was like a waitress server. And she asked us, like, what's wrong? And we explained to her what the problem is with the smell. She pretended like to not smell it. And I was just like, okay, you're telling all 5 of us that are here, we're the only ones that smell it. You don't smell it. Okay, we let that go. They had a seat upstairs. The manager came, insisted, okay, you know what? Not a problem. We'll seat you upstairs. I said, okay, great. Upstairs it was fine in the beginning. They were still loading people onto the boat. And I was just like, okay, whatever. I sat down and the manager was like, oh, is this good? This is great. I was like, yes, this is fine. So after about maybe an hour of loading people up, we started noticing that the boat was like really packed. And I was just like, this is not right. This, like, something, like, none of us are 6 feet apart. Um, Nobody had to show vaccination cards in the front. Nobody had to show COVID tests, like nothing. And it was already too late. Like we already started moving out of the pier. And I'm literally like not freaking out, but I'm just like, this is ridiculous. Like people literally are on my shoulder. And I was just like, okay, this is not safe. This is not good. Waitress comes up to us and she's just like, oh, you do know to sit here, you have to have bottle service. I was like, excuse me? I was like, that was not said on the promotion, on the ticket, or anything on Groupon. Anything. I even try to contact the promoter. And the promoter has yet to respond back to me. And it's been over a week. And I'm just like, you guys did not advertise any of this. You said that there was going to be a bar that we could purchase drinks, but there was no, oh, there's bottle service and none of that. So we had no choice but to spend $275 on a little bottle like this to sit down. There was no seating. There was no seating. For us to sit down, we had to purchase a bottle. And I thought that was ridiculous. We could not, and even if we didn't want to sit down, there was no place to stand. So when we stood up, we were just like, okay, this is my cousin's first time ever being on a boat. I wanted her to go to the front on the outside. You couldn't do that. It was jammed packed. Everyone was on top of everyone. People were just sweaty and just nasty. There was no openings. Everything was covered with plastic. I didn't notice that. I've been on many boat rides, and I was just like, this has to be one of the worst, worst boat rides I've ever been on. And the fact that the promoter has yet to respond back to my emails or my voicemails is beyond me. I'm just very disgusted and discouraged. And I demanded a full refund because I was just like, this is like I live on Groupon. I'm the one who advertises Groupon to everyone else. Not You'd be very surprised how many people don't know about Groupon. But I went rock climbing. I went hiking. I went on boat rides and jet skiing. And I just booked a boxing class. And everything's phenomenal through Groupon. And this is the first time, which was a very embarrassing moment, for you to sit there and say, we have to purchase a $275 small bottle of, I believe it was Ciroc, but it cost like $24 in the liquor store. And I'm just like, okay, I would have understood if you guys would have let us know that in the beginning, especially the manager. When the manager sat us down, I was very disgusted because I'm just like, why didn't the manager tell us this? We would, at least we would have had a decision. And when we sat down, let us make that decision. Don't wait until the boat docks off. We're in the middle of the river, and now you want to throw this at us. Now that it's packed, the music is blasting, and everyone else is like kind of having a great time. I was just very disgusted. And it's not like we could have stood up. There was no room to stand up. The waves were insane. I sprained my ankle because I did try to stand up to go to the bathroom. And the waves, which you can't control Mother Nature. And I understand that. That's nobody's fault that I sprained my ankle. But the fact of the matter is, it was just not. I even threatened CDC. I was just like, I'm going to report you guys because this is ridiculous. You guys are greedy. You had no type of organization, like no type of organization skills. And I was very, very just taken back. And for them to not respond back to anything that I have been emailing, it's just disgusting. And now on Groupon, underneath their booze cruise, it says $0 on tickets, which is a little beyond me. So you have the ability to change that, but you don't have the ability to answer me or respond back to me and just keep me in the loop and tell me something. Even if I don't like it, at least I know you're professional enough to respond back to me. And no, it's going on. Yeah, it happened about 2 weeks ago, give or take. Even if you look at the fine print, try your best to see, I guess, see like recommendations or see like who spoke about it. I'm getting very tongue tied right now, excuse me. If anyone ever wrote about their experiences on it, try to read up on that. And just honestly be careful in what you choose and do your research pick uh, before you put your money down. Do a deep research. Honestly, I would have to say I would like my refund because I feel like they took advantage of us. They knew exactly what they were going to do, and especially the manager. Excuse me. I would have maybe let a little thing slide by if it was just a server because that's her job, and I get it. She's just following the rules. But when the manager is sitting us down and not giving us an update or letting us know what the situation is or what the situation entails, that's a problem with me. You're a manager. When you sat us down, you should have let us know off the fact that we had to pay for a bottle to sit down on a boat. My resolution would be of my refund for my bottle. I don't even want the money back for the tickets because it was literally like $8 to $10. That doesn't justify anything. What justifies it is the lying, the sneakiness, and the unprofessionalism of the company itself. The lying, the sneakiness, and the unprofessionalism. They pretended they did not smell the vomit in the boat. The manager sat us down and did not specify what having a table and chairs entails. You waited until the boat docks, sent your server to serve us, and then she knocked us with the whole bottle situation. If it was just $80 or maybe $100, then maybe I would have let that slide. I would be like, okay, lesson learned. But this was $275. That's I don't know about everyone else, But we're working on getting ourselves back into reality right now. And some of us don't have employment and some of us do, blessings, $275 shouldn't have been spent just to sit down on literally a box and a table. There was no privacy, there was no 6 feet distance, there was no COVID regulations, there was no sanitary precautions, there was nothing, nothing. Anything, anything that had to do with COVID went out the door. Obviously, I didn't overlook it, but I didn't stress it as much as the $275. And it's just a sucky situation.